imagine your life right now as it stands. Imagine your family, your friends, your boyfriend, girlfriend that you know makes you feel good about yourself and improves your self-esteem and whatnot. Um, Now imagine yourself being diagnosed with something like HIV and all those positive outlooks that you've been thinking of, or that your friends, family, and boyfriend or girlfriend give you, just kind of dissipates. According to the HIV statistics of America, 1.2 million U.S. citizens have the HIV/AIDS virus, and the the pandemic's getting worse. Now, as a child, I've always been a stickler for my health, and it's kind of increased as I get older and older and mature. But when I found out that one of my classmates had the disease, it kind of put a new perspective on things. As the leading cause of death in sexually transmitted diseases, HIV/AIDS has grown apparent across the country and in the world since it became prevalent or relevant to us in the 1980s. Um, as a conclusion to this, I will offer some facts as to the causes, effects, and treatments that are offered for the virus. And the main cause to HIV is obvious to most, but at times difficult to understand. Um, the main cause was in the early 1980s when gay men were first reported in California to have the virus, and it still holds true today, where 77% as of 2010 get it from male-to-male contact. Now, heterosexual contact is a lot more for women, but not as much for men. 86% of women get it from heterosexual contact, and only 12% of men get it from that. 14% of women also get it from injection drug use, or IDU, and that's the same as well for men. Other ways you can get it are blood transfusions, but that's not really a factor anymore because all the precautions are taken in the medical field. But another main reason babies get it, over half of them get it from their mother after birth, when the mom breastfeeds them and gets the virus after they're born. But they can also get it if the mom has it while the baby's being born as well. Now, this is a big pandemic, and it has been for the last 30 years, but doctors know the symptoms and are pretty aware of everything that happens. But symptoms vary among people, but a source, WebMD, breaks it down so it makes it more clear-cut. At first, you can experience flu-like symptoms. These include fever, headache, tiredness, and large lymph glands, and this eventually will go away like the flu does, but it'll go away for 2 weeks, in a range of 2 weeks to 10 years, and as this happens, the disease kills cells in the immune system that will eventually affect you and cause more symptoms such as lack of energy, weight loss, frequent fevers and sweats, persistent yeast infections, skin rashes, short-term memory loss, and even sores around the mouth and genital area, which is caused by the herpes infection. I don't know if these aren't obvious enough. This comes to a conclusion, and that's when the HIV becomes AIDS. And this is when you experience shortness of breath, seizures, painful swallowing, confusion, diarrhea, vision loss, vomiting, and even at some points coma, and eventually leading to death. These are all intimidating, but are very treatable from the start if you treat it early. There's no cure. Medical advancements have made drugs apparent for victims to use. These drugs are known as antiretroviral drugs, or also called ARVs. There are over 20 approved drugs, but for it to work, you need to take more than one, because if you only take one, the HIV will become resistant, and the one drug just won't work. You have to have more than one to relapse the system and fight it. There's also therapy, but the one thing that doctors approve or suggest is to have a positive outlook on life. and look as your life as could be as bright as without the virus. Thousands of newly infected people with HIV and AIDS in the U.S. have to watch their lives transform to what has become mentally tough. Um, you know, until I saw my classmate get it, it was something I just shrugged my shoulders. But now it's something that you need to confront in the hard time in the day. Uh, there are many treatments for the symptoms that are you know, most people know are awful, but the treatments range from different drugs as I've described. Yes, it is a deadly disease that will impact victims forever, but there is still hope that the short future holds a cure from the brilliant scientists, researchers, and doctors that we have. They they too think that there will be a cure as well.